Let's go.
Good evening,
Baz?
good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone it is. Welcome to Star Trek Reliant. Your one and maybe only, maybe not, but the only one I'm in anyway I'm Zag and I'm going to be running the game tonight. And we have a number of people away. Unfortunately, Duncan is busy with family stuff and Car is not available right now, but we do have other people with us. So let's start with going down the list alphabetically. Chorog.
FYI, the yellow snow is definitely not Italian ice.
We do have a very special guest / listener joining us today, so welcome. Okay, that's you.
Hello.
And we have our chief medical officer / first officer for this afternoon.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I was going to say, technically Nick is in charge of the ship tonight.
Yes,
This is going to be fun.
Look at me. I'm the
Look
captain.
at me, I am captain.
And that's right, you definitely did heard of Grumpy.
Yes, I am the grumpy old Nord. I play Chaplain Whately, Grimnir, Mary, and multitudes of other characters because I can never make up my mind which one I want to play. Tonight I'm playing Mary Shepard, which, for those of you who know what that means, you know what that means. This is going to be an interesting episode.
Along comes Mary.
Something about Mary?
Alrighty then. So, the Reliant is back out on its exploration, still in the middle of transit. One of the things you find out when your exploration is you're doing a lot of traveling. So for now, with Captain Graves and Setzer doing stuff on the Yibby home world, it is the chief medical officer / first officer / acting captain that is currently leading the ship. Does anyone have any scenes they want to do before we get into whatever I have planned for today?
Well, Chaplain Whately, he's sitting in the counselor chair on the bridge. He looks over at acting captain Eli O'Connor, and he says, "Sir, may I make a suggestion? Or not a suggestion so much as a observation."
I feel you're going to anyway, so go ahead.
He chuckles slightly and says, "Fair enough. I would just like to point out that you are doing a fantastic job. I appreciate your style of captaincy. I do not say this in any way to denigrate anything that Captain Graves does. However, I do find your style of captaincy much more entertaining."
Okay, noted.
It might also be because I can read your mind much easier than I can read Graves, but you know what? We're not going to go into that.
What am I thinking about right now, then?
I'm going to roll. What is Captain O'Connor thinking about?
Give me an insight.
Nope. I failed.
Command.
It's
I
slash,
failed to
not
roll
ex-
properly. Yeah, I
It's-
failed
yeah,
to
it's
roll
slash, not
properly.
Explanation point.
What is his? I think his is like 14 or 15. I'm going to go with 15. 15 sounds right. Ooh.
Alright, so...
Wow. Okay. A 20 and a 1. God damn.
So I'm going to count that as a success, but
Well-
when you do, you get to O'Connor gets to add something additional of his choice
Okay.
that is incorrect to it.
So Whately critically succeeded, but he also critically failed. That is hilarious. All right, Captain O'Connor. What does Whately hear from his mind?
He just hears Funky Town on a loop. He's definitely fucking with Whately.
All right. So we'll say the complication is Whately automatically starts singing the song. Do you want to go to Funky Town? Do you want to go? Summer! Really? Okay. Funky Town. Oh, God damn it. I can't stop singing.
So
Like it is the most casual you've ever heard Whately. Like he is completely thrown off his rocker. Mary in the background is laughing.
alrighty, what does Chorog or Arcane, what are they doing right now?
Trog is on the bridge. He is calibrating the ship's targeting sensors. He just looks up, just shakes his head, and goes back to calibrating the sensors. I wish I should have stayed in engineering.
Jorog, good news.
I get to blow something up?
Maybe, but since I usually like assign Kara as my temporary first officer's taken a day, you get to be my temp first officer.
First Officer Chorog at your service.
You get to sit the other chair.
Whately bristles at that. He doesn't say anything, but he is visibly bristled.
Aye, sir. Chorog finishes the last input and goes to sit in the first officer's chair. This is comfortable.
Oh, I know. I make sure it is, since I sit there a lot.
This is better than the metal throne that I made for myself.
Mary pipes up from the back. She's sitting at the tactical station. She says, "But Chorog, I've sat in that metal throne. That thing was fucking fun." Oh shit! Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Oh,
How'd you get my quarters?
You invited me?
I don't remember that. Oh, as long as you found it comfortable.
Mary blinks, doesn't say anything.
Alright, Arcane, where is your character? And can you please describe them for us as well when the camera moves from the bridge to wherever you are?
I'll be playing Goro. He's a Cranru from Star Trek First Frontier. He's basically a little raptor guy. From the ready room, you hear the sound of a bunch of things collapsing, and then the door opens and Grawl comes out. Hey guys, has anyone seen the captain? I was trying to place a report on his desk, but there's like 50 of them up there. The piles are about 5 foot tall. One of them fell on me.
I am the captain now.
Is that what Eli says?
Yes.
Okay, could you handle the paperwork at some point? It's getting kind of high back there.
That's not paperwork in the ready room. That's other stuff, personal project. But yeah, I'll take care of the paperwork.
Mary raises an eyebrow and says, "Sir, if that's not paperwork, what exactly is it? Would you care to elucidate?"
Just as you're finishing that, there's this bright flash of white light, and before all of you stands Q.
Somebody who's standing toward the back of the bridge, like near the tactical station, like the captain chair, like Whately, Nick.
Probably Mary would be closest
toward
to
the
it.
back. Well, Mary's the one who's saying it. I'm just wondering who's close to Mary, who's close enough to Mary to hear what she's about to whisper under her breath.
Crewman Abrams.
Probably just random crewmate at best.
So
I
she's
think
at the tactical station, you said?
Yeah, she's at the
it's
tactical
literally
station.
Right behind the captain's chair, and the first that's right behind all.
You know what?
It's yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because this is basically the. I was imagining the STO tutorial bridge, but yeah, we're basically.
That still has that.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So then, then everybody that is in the scene right now could probably hear what she's about to whisper under her breath, which is, "Oh God damn it! I don't want to have to deal with him."
Well, whether or not you want to deal with me, well, I am dealing with you. And, well, since you're out here exploring, being good little Starfleet officers that you are, I thought I'd give a little taste of home to you. Back in Space Dock, I've got this lovely winter wonderland. But you're all the way out here. How could you possibly experience a little winter wonderland when you're out here? So I've got something for you.
It's like March, I thought.
Charles pipes up. Well, if you want winter wonderland, I can shove you out an airlock.
No, you could always try.
Mary chuckles when Chorog says that.
Have I got my time? It's always difficult dealing with temporal anomalies and figuring out when things are happening on Earth and well, anyway, well, I did have a wonderland back on Earth, but I thought, well, let's change it up a little bit. And he clicks his fingers, and you are suddenly in a desert. Just the people, no starships, no other crew members, no anything but your uniforms, what you've got on you, and
Who's there?
and the desert. Just the people that the people that are in the ridge. Waitley,
Okay.
just all you guys.
Well, Whately looks to Captain O'Connor. Sir, how
Yes,
do
I
you
re-
advise us to proceed?
Right now, let's focus on survival and not drying out.
Oh, I knew I forgot something, and he clicks his fingers once again, and out of the sand, this sort of bubbling water starts coming up, which brings sands with it, which forms into like this like sand. It becomes sort of hardened sandstone, a water feature that comes up, and as that goes, it sort of blends into like a desert version of the literal wonderland, where a sand pagoda, steps and a sandy racetrack and like sand, literally like instead of snow people, sand people, and in the same sort of structure, just the sand version of the Winter Wonderland.
So Mary looks around. Grimnir's not there, right?
Up to you whether you want Grimnir to be there or not.
No, Grimnir should be down in Club 42.
Yeah, no, Grimnir probably wouldn't be.
All right, so Mary looks around. She sees that Grimnir's not there. Most of the people that are on the bridge that are there now know who and what she is. Like it's not a very well kept secret. So she says, "Do we really have to play this game, Q?" As she snaps her finger, and all the sand turns to snow.
And he flicks his finger back, and the snow stands to sand. Yes, we do. As you know, Mary, things aren't as common as they appear. I did a bit of research. I went back in time, walked around this lovely city, and did you know there's places that it's actually blistering hot during Christmas, during the where all these winter festivities usually happen. It actually can be rather warm, not to mention the billions of other planets that just happens to coincide with. There's, I hate to borrow a Vulcan term, but infinite diversity and infinite combination after all. So I thought, why not make this little bit of a change and increase our little bit of diversity here right now?
So, we're having Christmas in Space Australia, or just regular Australia?
Well,
I think that's a good way of putting it. I think it's Space Australia.
Space Australia. Whether it's actual Australia or not Australia, it doesn't really matter. Oh, which reminds me, and he vanishes, and you hear actual sleigh bells coming up from behind you. As you turn to look, you actually see Q in this full dressed up, full Santa costume, like even with like the winter coat, the white ruffle, the red, the black belt, sleigh. But instead of the reindeer pushing it, there's, like 6 kangaroos. Giant kangaroos that are jumping through the sky, pulling the sleigh as they go, just like you would imagine the reindeer doing.
Mary just shakes her head, laughing. Waitley is looking around. He's got a very intense look on his face, like he's not sure what's going on, because Waitley is one of the few people who hasn't fully processed who and what Mary is. And he's just looking around, going. He's not saying anything. He's just like intently aware that this is a dangerous situation.
And it starts to get dangerous as Q starts tossing out presents from the back of the sleigh and just moves on, disappears into the bright blue Space Australia sky. So can I get everyone to do, let's say, control security rolls for me?
I'm gonna have to open my character sheet because I don't remember. I mean, Mary doesn't matter because she wins all her rolls, but I can't remember Waitley's character sheet.
I can open mine, I forgot.
Damn it. Hold on.
You said control security?
Control security.
Games, Star Trek, The Drive. Where's
And
the
I'm
drive?
going to be right back to get a drink of water.
Okay, Waitley. There we go. There's Waitley. Oh God, no. That's the bad Waitley. I should delete that. That's not. I'm gonna delete that. Where's Waitley? There he is. No, it's the same goddamn. What the hell? It's the same goddamn thing. Where's the real Waitley character sheet? There it is. Okay, you said control and insight.
Control and security.
Control and security. So that's a 9 for Waitley. All right, so D29. He got 1 success.
Okay, so with everyone but Waitley got 2 successes. Could you roll for
And
Mary,
like I
please?
said, well, Mary, like part of Mary's gimmick is that she wins all rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's relevant to the story.
No, it doesn't really
If it's
matter.
relevant to the story for her to fail, then she fails. But otherwise, she always succeeds.
So it's everyone sort of passes their role. So it is like quite a few, about like 10 to 20 different presents start to fall down, and sure, one lands just directly in front of Chorog, just missing him by inches. As the others just sort of plod into the sand, away from, just a few meters away from the gazebo, into what would in the winter wonderland be soft snow, but here is soft sand.
Jog takes a half step back as this thing almost plunges and hits him in the head. He shakes his fist in the air and swears a Gnosticin at Q before he bends over and picks up the rather large package. Oh, what was this? Well, what Q have in store for me this time? Last time Q gave me something, it was a big gummy fish thing. Tasted terrible.
And so do you open up the package?
Trog just kind of stand there staring down at the pair of large candy canes in his hands. Now what the hell? Now what in Grethor am I supposed to do with these?
They feel a bit sticky on the hand as well. Like with candy canes, they're sort of meant to be hard, but here they're sort of like melting a bit, like getting a bit soft, getting a bit of moisture onto the candy canes. It's starting to feel just a little bit off.
This is getting disgusting. It's melting. It's like guts in my hands. Ugh. Before he just tries to drop it, but they're sticking to his gloves. Get off of me! He's like shaking his gloves frantically, and it's like just sticky messes just all over his hands.
What do the others do?
Ro approaches his present, looks at it for a few minutes, bobs his head, and then kicks at it to slice it open with his toe claw.
Okay, so he opens it, and there is a bit of an explosion, not a violent explosion, but as he opens it, just sort of tons and tons of these small little prawn, like these sea creatures, sort of burst out of the back of the box and just sort of overflow, creating a little mound of these sea creatures.
Ah! Nobody told me there was going to be a Cambrian explosion! Ah!
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Trog bends over, picks one up, and like, wonder what these are. And this guy takes a big bite out of one of them. Not bad. And finishes it.
Fortunately, they are cooked. As you notice, that they are cooked, so you don't get sick from eating uncooked fish, or seafood. But they are.
Hey, some fish you can eat raw. That's kind of the whole point of sushi, isn't it?
Yeah, but only yes, but not these ones.
These taste like what are those things I've. Those human things. They're long and red, have claws.
It's
Crabs. Tastes like crabs.
Yeah, they're actually prawns or shrimps, depending on your terminology.
So as Chorog is stumbling over the word crabs, Mary just starts laughing. She doesn't say anything. She's just laughing. Waitley stands up from where he was sitting. Of course, when they were transported to this desert, and then Mary tried to snap it back into snow, and then Q said, "Nope, you can't do that." Waitley is standing there in the desert. He's looking around. He's going, "All right. This is an extremely dangerous situation that we have found ourselves in. Even our most powerful member of the crew cannot seem to win, to use a word to succinctly define our ultimate goal right now. Captain O'Connor, what is your suggestion?"
I suggest we do nothing.
Waitley raises his eyebrows. "Nothing?
Indeed,
Sir?"
nothing. Nothing at all. Just sit here.
Mary leans forward. She's still giggling from earlier. "Am I exempt from that order, sir?"
No,
And when she says "sir," it's very sarcastic.
you are not exempt from this order.
She raises her eyebrows, looks around. What? Okay, as Mary looks around this desert, what all does she see? What all does she see? Is it like this big, wide open desert, or is it literally just a recreation of the Winter Wonderland from STO, but all sand?
It's more like the Winter Wonderland, but snow. There's mountains. There's a lot of like sand on the ground, but it's not the full rolling sand dunes. It's more like a rocky it's more rocky with rocky desert, but with a layer of sand over the top.
Okay. Well, Waitley has been in Q's Winter Wonderland before, as has O'Connor and Chorog and God damn it, I keep forgetting Kara's not here. I keep expecting Kara to be here because this is definitely a Kara episode, but she's not here. So Waitley looks around and he kind of leans over to the captain and says, "Sir, we've been in this situation before. Like, not this exact situation, but very similar to this.
An astute observation.
Did we attempt what we did the last time?"
Out of character, what did we do last time? It's been a long while.
I don't remember either. I just remember Waitley talked Q into shooting us to another galaxy. Because I was the one who ran that episode, and I don't even remember what we did in that episode. I just remember it ended in Waitley talking Q into shooting us to another galaxy.
All right,
And
then
we
I'm gonna
never
say, nope.
we never established how we got back.
That's eventually coming, but yeah, let's not add a second mystery episode that we're never going to do. So no, let's not. Eli says, last time you did, we were stranded in Andromeda for a little bit, so let's not do that.
Waitley nods and says, "Understood, sir." He looks to
Sure.
Mary. He doesn't
ahead.
say anything, but he gives Mary a look. The look he gives to Mary is, "Okay, You're who got us out of this the last time. Can like he's just giving her a look like, all right, this is your wheelhouse. This is what you do. He doesn't say anything, but that's the look he gives her. Like he acknowledges that he knows who and what Mary is. Mary just looks at him and kind of chuckles, and she looks at Chirag and says, "Did you have something you wanted to say?"
I was going to recommend that we find a potable water source. We don't want to die of dehydration out here.
There is literally that water fountain that started up. So you do have your tricorders and whatever else you would normally have on you.
We better test that water, make sure it's drinkable. For all we know, that could be alkaline water, and then we're in real trouble.
Mary looks around and she looks at Nick and Chorog, or I'm sorry, Eli and Chorog, and she just kind of rolls her eyes and says, "Can we give up the pretense that I'm pretending? Like you guys know what I am, right?"
Last time I acknowledged it, you gave me a seizure, so I'm shutting up.
Fair enough.
You can kill me with your brain. I'm not saying a damn word.
She pushes down into the sand and it creates like a little impression, and then she just waves her hand and fills it with water. She says, "Okay, that should be good enough."
So if Shorog does want to scan the water coming up as well, he could do let's do a reason science, reason engineering. One of those I'll allow one of those. And the bowl of water, it is enough. You do detect that the water that Mary just created as well is definitely drinkable. But Hugh didn't go out of the way to leave you in the desert without a chance to drink any water. He's not that insane.
Mary
we never
doesn't
know.
care.
We never know with Q, so I better err on the side of caution. Q is notoriously tricky.
War walks up to
Go ahead, Arcane.
War walks up to Mary, tricorder in hand. What exactly are you? Nobody tells us things on the lower decks.
Oh, that's right. You don't know about Mary, so she does not show up on his tricorder. You do a tricorder scan on Mary, and she does not exist.
Quarrel starts slapping his tricorder. Can somebody please tell me what's going on?
Mary kind of chuckles and puts her hand on your tricorder and says, "Give it up, kid. You're not gonna figure it out."
If I tell him, will I get another seizure?
No, she's not being cruel. She's like, "Just give it up. Give it up."
She's a dragon. She was a sheep. She was Grimnir sheep, but now she's a person. But really, under all that, a dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming Eli is saying that, and
Yes, that
and
is
Mary
what Eli
just
says verbatim.
and Mary just kind of shrugs and nods and says, "Yeah, exactly." And I have a feeling that I am the only one that's going to be able to get us out of this.
Or he just wants us for entertainment, so we do nothing.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, that is very much an option. However, you forget that I have just as much ability as Q has. She snaps her fingers and the sand turns to snow again.
And immediately you don't see Q anyway, but you hear the snap just sort of echoing through a dead still silent atmosphere as the snow turns back to sand.
And she shrugs and says, "I expected that."
It's going to be a back and forth all day if you keep doing that, and that's at least providing him some form of entertainment, so let's not.
Well, wait, I thought you just said that we're here for his entertainment. Should I not entertain him?
No, you shouldn't, because that just keeps us here longer.
Oh, I see your goal,
We need to
which is
bore
to...
him.
Okay. Mary nods. She looks at Gorl, says, "Do you agree with what the captain just said? Because I do not."
I don't know. Quarrel starts scanning O'Connor as well. Are all of you gods or something? Is that a requirement
No.
for?
That's just Mary. That's just a Mary thing.
Yeah, like immediately you don't even have to try and do a scan. Everyone else, you actually get initial signs of scans of. You're clearly getting indications of there's people here with everyone else, and if you choose to delve deeper, you can run scans, run a scan. But with Mary, you got no indication at all there was even a humanoid shape there.
Yeah, when you try to scan Mary, there's literally nothing there.
Eli is there, though. He is half human, half Trill.
Good. Just so
Waitley is half Betazoid, half human. Waitley's there.
And
Good to know
Chorel
career
is
advancement.
Mexican, so you're definitely getting that.
Good to know that career advancement doesn't evolve in ascension as well.
I mean, if you really want your mind blown, I don't stay dead, so...
Yeah, but we don't
Wait.
talk about that. Mary says that. Like, I'm assuming that's something Eli thinks, like, as he's being scanned by Goral.
No, he says that.
And Mary... Oh, he says that, okay. And Mary looks at him and says, yeah, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, we hear all about that, the Black Mountain and everything. You guys keep coming back every other day.
Mary blinks and says, yeah, there's the Black Mountain, but there's the other thing,
This has
too.
nothing
But
to
we
do
don't
with the
talk
Black
about
Mountain.
that.
Can
We don't talk about that.
you give me a let's do an insight security check. Everyone can do an insight security check.
I was going to say for who, but okay. Is this a roll Mary should make? Or is this a roll Mary's going to automatically succeed?
I'm going to allow this one to Mary automatically succeed on this one.
Okay. Let me do Waitley's roll. Where's Waitley's character sheet? You said insight security?
Insight security. For Quirrell, let's do 10.
Waitley got 1 success. Ooh. Eli critically succeeded.
Or critically failed.
Yeah. He got a complication. My bad. I misread that.
Okay, so everyone got 1 success apart from Mary. So just you notice in the far distance there's this gum tree with a single koala in it. As for Connor, with your complication, you swear that this koala has this bit too wide, toothy grin that's just showing up a bit too much and is sort of creeping you out. Mary, you know this is the cosmic koala.
So Mary looks at the koala and says, No, you need to get out of here. No, I don't want to deal with you. I'm already dealing with Q. I don't want to deal with you.
And as you're looking at it, you see it sort of climb around the back of the gum tree and just sort of disappear. It is far away. You don't see where it went. You don't see indication of anything special. It just sort of looks like it just went round the back and is just holding on to a different spot. But it's gone.
Mary whispers under her breath, "Oh, thank fuck."
Guys, did we really see some sort of magical koala as well?
That's God, Mary says,
Yeah,
like nonchalantly. That's God.
that's one of them, yeah.
Well, yeah. She just kind of shrugs nonchalantly. Yeah.
That's what
He and I don't
every
get
upper
along
deck
very well. Waitley's just staring at Mary like, what? You don't get along with God? He doesn't say it, but he's just staring at her like that's the look on his face. Mary is completely oblivious to Waitley.
So is this what every away mission is like with you guys, or
No.
Yes.
This is a Q mission. This is Q. Q is being Q.
I just thought he
And
meant
unfortunately,
general sense of chaos.
Q is an asshole. I mean, you're right, Captain Connor. Or O'Connor, sorry. You are correct. We generally have a lot of fun with a lot of chaos. However, no, this is not typical. This is Q being Q. And unfortunately, I can't do what I normally do. Oh. And Mary gets a look on her face like she's thinking about something. Like, I wonder if I could do that. Kind of look on her face.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to have a bit of an early break, but we'll take it, get a drink, and we'll convene back in a few minutes. So we'll see you after the break. Welcome back. We're back from break, and now let's continue on. So after the cosmic koala has disappeared, there's still a couple of unopened presents, and the rest of the let's say the desert wonderland to explore.
Mary is just shaking her head. She is very obviously frustrated with the situation.
Quirrell is kind of out of his element and is trying to analyze the gazebo to try to determine anything of what's constructed above.
You get a look at, and it's sandstone. It is. You look at pretty much everything is sandstone. You're getting no indications of tool marks or anything. It is mathematically perfect in terms of construction. It just sort of like was willed into existence by Q. So whatever shape it was meant to have, that's the shape it does have. Down to like the molecular and atomic level. It is rather too perfect, in fact.
Whately leans over Guarl's shoulder and looks at his tricorder readings and says, "Interesting." And he pulls his tricorder out and he does a scan. And I'm going to do a roll for Whately's scan.
Yep. What are you scanning for?
So he is looking at the results that Goral got. He is trying to scan for any weaknesses in the architecture,
give me reason
in the
engineering then.
environment. Oh, reason engineering. Well, I thought it was going to be reason insight. His engineering is very low.
Inside is another attribute, so it's usually an
Hold on.
attribute and
I
discipline.
I gotta pull up Whately's character sheet. Give me a second, because I can't remember his engineering. I know it's lower, but I can't remember what it is. Where's Whately? There it is. Okay. You said reason and engineering. Okay, so that's a 12. Okay. One success and one complication.
So with the success, there doesn't seem to be any defects with it at all. It is, as the initial Guarl's initial assessment, it is indeed perfect in construction. The complication comes that there is a sudden burst of thunder as you look up to the sky, and these dark storm clouds are suddenly starting to roll in, coming in rather fast.
Like dark clouds, or is this like sandstorm?
It doesn't appear to be a sandstorm. It is.
So it's dark clouds.
It's the standard dark stormy clouds, but there's no. Doesn't look like there's any like dust or sand in the air with it.
Does Whately sense anything from it?
Give me an insight command.
Insight command? Alright, that will be 11, so that'll be a 15. Okay. 2 successes.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a presence associated with it. Not in the clouds themselves, but there is something out there with the clouds.
Okay. So Whately senses that, and he holds his hand up and says, "Everybody stop. This is unusual." And he looks to Mary, and Mary's already focusing on it. What does Mary read from it?
Okay, for this I'll need to get Mary to do a check for. Give me a reason command.
You want Mary to do a roll?
Yeah, reason command from Mary.
All right. So the character sheet I have for Mary is when she's pretending to be human. This is obviously not a pretending to be human scene.
Yeah, let's just give you a 12 and a 5 for this.
Okay.
So 17.
Okay.
This is not a focus you're gonna have.
You said 17?
17.
All right.
Oh yes.
2 successes.
2 successes. And as you look around, it doesn't initially make sense that there is a storm. I mean, there is what's in the Winter Wonderland. There's the snowman that do turn against you, but it's not that. There is no storm. There is the tides of ice. No, it's not that. There is the Snowconian. No, it's not that. And you feel, you notice firstly that the pagoda, that all the sandstone structures are starting to also fade away into the sand. What was a rocky desert with just a layer of sand is becoming deeper sand. The mountains in the hill that were mountains are actually giant sand dunes. And with the storm, you see something moving in the sand.
So Mary steps forward, puts her hand up, and says, "You all need to hide, as there is something dangerous about to come out."
No.
Trog turns to Mary and says, I'm not running from danger.
Yeah. Neither am I.
Morrel starts scanning for geological disturbances and tremors.
Give me a reason, science. Enough. So it's not geological, but there is some energy that is pulsing through the ground underneath. A large creature forcing its way through the sand is, as it undulates through, is you see the pulses of compressive waves of something that's similar to earthquake shocks, but it's far too shallow. It is coming. Whatever it is large. It's moving fast and is coming. The storm is almost upon you now.
How does Gorall respond to that information that he has just discovered?
Morrel tries to scan again. I think it's some sort of biological entity somewhere.
Mary looks at him. "I already told you, you need to hide. This is for lack of a better word, this is a big monster."
We're in the middle of the desert. That building just collapsed. There is no hiding.
Mary waves her hand and creates a little dugout for everybody to hide in.
Just waiting until that snapped away too.
Fair enough.
It's just a slap fight of powers. And that's what he wants.
This one stays in thing as this you hear something burst through. You can't see it with with the thing that Mary has created, but you certainly feel it, and you hear this loud noise that's coming from, you guess, its mouth, just sort of reverberate through the air, through the structure, to your very bones.
So as everybody takes cover in that dugout that Mary just
Nobody's
made.
taking cover.
Okay, if you're not taking cover,
Hold on.
You literally see this giant worm burst out of the air.
So
multiple layers of teeth.
Before we get to that, I want, Mary creates the dugout and she realizes nobody's actually using it. She looks at Captain O'Connor and says, "Well, then what do you want me to do, Captain?" And that's when the scene you're about to explain happens.
So it's this giant worm, 20 meters across. Let's say 70 feet. I think is the 60 feet. Sorry.
It's very large.
It's very large. Rows and rows of internal teeth go in as you look down. It's literally gaping maw at the front of it. The lightning storm sort of picks up and strikes it, but it courses down the body and into the ground, not damaging it slightly. It's almost the storm and the creature are one.
So as soon as it shows up, Mary looks at Eli because she just asked him, "Well, what would you like me to do, Captain?" And she just gives him a look like she's expecting an answer.
Looks like a dune sandworm just covered in water. It's lethal to him. That's a start.
She steps forward and she snaps her finger and summons a large body of water to drop on top of it.
You see the water sort of form. It sort of merges apart into the clouds above as the whole storm system actually starts to rain, not just the little bit that you created. It starts to soak the environment, but as all the sand, it drains out almost immediately down into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Waitley is watching this just like completely thunderstruck, completely shocked by all of this. He's aware kind of what Mary is, but he's never actually seen her do it. And so for him and his backstory, this is just like, holy, what? What's everybody else doing?
Trog turns to Eli and says, "It's a sand Koskari, very dangerous. More's the pity for it. I'm ready to take this thing on."
I think, isn't that something from Nimbus 3? And then Goro runs behind Mary and hides.
It's from the cleanup. I've seen these on Kronos.
I figured Gwirl would be the one that would jump into the little dugout that Mary made.
As you're there, the worm that was just sort of like looking at you for a moment once again starts to move forward, and he's coming straight forward towards you.
Split up.
Can I get everyone to do whoever's going to try and split up? I'm going to do a control or fitness security check.
Well, Mary's not splitting up. She's walking straight toward the thing. So does she need to do a roll? And also, this is a roll I don't think she would need to make. This is very much in the wheelhouse of she wins all rolls that are story relevant.
I'm going to allow you a bit of flexibility with this one. So it dies for you.
Hello?
Let's everyone else do the roll first, and then I'll fill in. So I've got Charles and Gorals.
Okay. Okay.
Nick
and Eli.
Eli's not running.
Okay.
Well, Eli's not splitting up. He's staying behind Mary.
He's just staying where he is, yeah.
So what is Waitley doing?
Waitley. Ooh, that's a good question. What would Waitley do in that situation? Like Waitley knows that Mary is a significant power, but is his instinct gonna take? I think Waitley would run. I think Waitley would run.
Okay, then.
So what did you say the role was?
So control or fitness and security.
Okay, they're the same for Waitley. So 7 and 2, so 9. All right, D29. Please don't fail. Oh, the application did not respond. Okay.
Just try again.
Let me try again. Oh, damn it. That was the wrong one. No successes.
Okay. So, Waitley struggles with moving in the sand. Is not used to moving in such an unstable environment. Shorog has been used to all kinds of terrain, and as his pirate history, and is able to make good movements, and is able to make it out. Gural is taking refuge in the ball and is able to sort of grab hold and to and just sort of get in the right area and sort of ride the wave out as the worm comes crushing down just before it, and sends its riding on this wave of sand. As far as Waitley, Mary, and O'Connor go, it all goes black, and you feel yourself.
Even Mary?
Uh, um,
I
I'll
don't
deal with
think
Mary in
Mary
a
can
little
actually
bit.
get knocked out, but we can deal with what she experiences
But
later.
yeah. So it's sort of as this comes down, it's not like you're sort of knocked unconscious, turning black.
Okay. Okay.
It's more like you're being the area you are now is just this void, this space of darkness that is surrounding you, and all three of yourself find yourself somehow trapped in this 20 by 20 foot 20 by 20 by 20 foot cube of space. Nothing you can see, but you can't. It's like this like invisible mime wall all around you.
All right. Did you see what JB just put in the text chat as far as what Chorog is doing?
Yeah. So
Mary is very much trying to get its attention, but we haven't gotten to what Mary is doing yet.
Yeah. All right. So as Chorog escapes, he is able to try and mount it if he wants to. You'll have to give me another fitness security check.
Trog dashes out of his way and goes to yell to Mary to get its attention so Trog can try to dispose of it, but Mary disappears.
Oh no, Mary doesn't disappear. She's standing right in front of the monster.
Mary, get its attention. I want to try to get it, mount it, and kill it.
So,
She nods and says, "That's exactly what I planned."
The fitness security?
Fitness security. It is rushing fast. You're not able to really grab a good hold of it with one success. You're able to sort of just get on the side of it, but there is no real like opening or space for you to try and.
Can Mary give him an assist?
I will allow that.
I was gonna have Chorog draw one of his hunting knives and use it as a kind of thing to drive it into the thing and hold on for dear life.
What should I roll for Mary to give Chorog an assist?
I'm gonna allow this to be
her telekinesis to just kind of like she sees him failing and falling, and she just gives him a little telekinetic push up.
Yeah, so for this one, I'm not going to get you to roll for it. I will allow this as one of Mary's abilities.
Okay.
So Chorog, as you do, you can't quite get enough, but some invisible force from somewhere just sort of like provides this extra bump, and you're able to just get the next hand grip that you're able to pull yourself up and over and onto the back. You find yourself on its back. It's moving fast. It's moving above ground for now. So if you want to try and go for a stab, as Mary goes, she finds herself in sort of this weird place, being like two places at once, being where she is in the desert, but also in this void space that Waitley and O'Connor are in, and all three of you hear. Just trying to think exactly what to say.
I used to have that knife, JB. Years and years ago, I used to have that knife.
Trog manages to mount the beast, but feels a strange, like just push upward that he can't quite explain. During this time, Trog manages to pull a knife out of his boot and bury it into the back of the creature as a hand grip.
Okay. We'll still go back. We'll go back to the void, but when I get you to roll for that a bit later. But you hear in the void that you say, "Welcome to the darkness."
Mary is going to try something. Mary is going to try something very difficult and different. She's going to try to, like, once she realizes there's, like, this mental void that she's in with O'Connor and Whately, she's going to try to pull this creature physically into the void and remove it from physical reality.
Okay, using Mary's stats for this, human stats.
Yeah. Okay. Let me look up Mary's character sheet because I do have a character sheet for Mary. There it is. All right. What am I rolling?
I'm just trying to think what stat would this be. I'm gonna do daring, and
Okay.
daring, command, or security.
Daring, command, or security. Okay. Well, command and security are the same. So 15. D20, 15. I'm trying to think. Do any of her untapped potential would definitely apply?
I'm gonna give you a focus for this just because Mary. This is sort of like the first time that Mary's even had to do something that is even somewhat difficult, but
Remotely difficult. Yeah.
it is something that she knows how to do.
Okay. So that gives her.
So that'll give her a focus of whatever. The crit range is expanded to her disciple.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what the roll is then. Ooh. Ow. A success and a complication.
So that would be a critical success with a focus, and a complication. So what I'm going to roll here is okay. So as you do it, you struggle a bit with it, but you get it in control, and you manage to try and pull the being into the space. And as you do, you've got a hold. You got like sort of need a hold of it, but it's not a physical hold. It's a metaphysical hold of it, and you drag it to where you are, and
as she's doing it, she yells at O'Connor and Whately, "Get out!"
Where? It's a box.
And that's the issue. You sort of feel it in, compress it, but you don't compress and kill anyone else. It sort of fills it up, and it sort of just expels everyone out of this void space. And the three of you just sort of land in the sand, scattered around, as you see the last bit. Chorog, you go to stab it, and you stab it, but you're all flung off as you see this sort of thing turn in on itself like a black hole almost, and it starts to swallow itself up into the space. And as it lands, it doesn't land because it doesn't touch the body, but it's the ground, but it's gone. All of you are lying on the sand, but you're safe.
Whately gets to his feet.
Gural is the furthest one away, like riding the sand wave of that initial hit, but the rest of you are mostly like within like 30-40 feet of each other.
Quarrel tries to turn. Quarrel tries to turn on his semi pseudo surfboard. I wish I had more lessons in power boards when I was on Rise Up.
That's great. I love that.
Just as Chorog buries the knife in the back of the creature, it begins to dissolve into itself. Chorog is flung and lands pretty hard in the sand. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel this in the morning. Oh, hey, where'd my knife go? Chorog looks around, does not see his favorite hunting knife.
Do you want to search for it?
Yes, Chorog likes that knife.
Okay, could you give me insight, security or engineering. I'll allow either. Okay, that is enough. You start. It's not immediately clear where the knife is. There is um no like mound in the sand, but you start to feel around for it, and then you feel something hard underneath the sand, and you start to brush the sand off, and you see this. Your knife is just literally just almost a hand reach away from you.
Ah, there you are. Trog finally finds his favorite knife, cleans his sand off, and replaces it in the sheath that's hidden in his boot.
All right.
Almost lost my favorite knife.
So Mary is standing there, exactly where she was, staring at the space where the beast used to be. She heaves a sigh. Oh, thank fuck. And she looks around to make sure everybody's okay.
Give me an insight medicine check.
Let's see. Wow, that's an extremely low roll for her.
Actually, this one, yeah.
Oh, 2 successes though.
You look around and you see Dr. O'Connor. He's fine. You see Charles getting up with a brush. He doesn't seem injured. You're fine. Waitley, he also looks fine. And far in the distance, you hear the hooting and hollering and the shout of Goral, exclaiming what he just said just a little bit earlier. So Goral seems to be just fine as well.
Okay.
What is O'Connor doing?
He's
He's fine, but he is visibly angry from that look. You're able to tell. Oh, his face is gone complete and utter
Right.
red.
So Mary goes to Eli, and she senses that he wants to give her a dressing down. So she lets him. She lets O'Connor yell at her.
No,
What do you mean no?
I'm not waiting until that other jackass is in front of us. I'm not just mad at you, I'm mad at both of fucking you.
All right, fair enough.
And within the specific flash, jackass, I'm rather hurt, Captain.
I was
Well-
gonna say if he didn't immediately show up, Mary was gonna snap her finger and bring Q there.
Oh, and he is still wearing, like, his outfit has changed once again. He is in like a Christmassy kind of singlet, the white wife beater and shorts and these utterly ridiculous like reindeer like headband. He is unlike you've seen him ever before.
Mary just shakes her head when he shows up in that outfit. Like she doesn't say anything, but her mannerism is very are you fucking serious?
So come on, I'd like to see what you have to say, Captain. And he almost sort of like leans on nothing, but there's almost this sand pillar that forms up as he sort of leans over to it.
So as he leans, Mary behind her back snaps her finger and makes whatever he's leaning on disappear, so that he falls on his ass.
He looks over to it rather surprised and just snaps his fingers again as he lands on what seems to be like a shea couch.
See, this is it. This is exactly it. If you want to have... Fuck. Sorry. My mic fucked up. See, this is exactly it. If you two want to just have a pissing match between yourselves, have it between yourselves. Don't get us caught in the fucking crossfire, because there's nothing we could do. If you want a challenge of humanity, don't let her here. If you want to have a pissing match, we can't do shit.
Mary looks at Eli, and she has a very genuine look on her face. Like she's very genuine, very sincere when she says this. I did not choose this. And then she looks at Q, and she arches her eyebrow and says, "Why did you choose this?"
You have a lot on your plate, and I thought I would provide a little bit of frivolity, but no, you had to be the stick in the mud, and rather than engage in all the kinds of things that I provided available for you, you decided not to do anything. So, what choice did I have but to make the fun come to you?
She heaves a very big sigh, looks at O'Connor and says, "May I?"
No, fuck off.
She raises her eyebrows when he says that. She puts her hands behind her back and she steps back and says, "As you say, sir."
Are you done with your verbal lashing, or would you like to go back to the Reliant?
I'd like to go back now. And you know what? If I have to stay here another second, I'm going to go Cisco on you.
Uh, you don't even
Mary-
have to finish that sentence. As soon
Yeah,
as you
as
go,
soon as
don't
he
have to
says
say
that, Mary looks
second.
at him like, "Are you serious?" She doesn't say it. That's the look on her face, like, "Are you serious?"
You finish that Cisco part once you're already back at the back on the bridge of the Reliant. Well, Captain, no need to go that far. Although Cisco did have some advantages that you don't, being a prophet,
I don't-
a child of the prophets and all that.
Well, I don't fucking care. I'll still do it.
And you'll make me weep a single tear. Actually, no, you won't.
You're not
Mary
even the
just
real
looks
Q,
at
you're a
him.
son.
Potato, potato. Anyway, I think that is enough for now. It has been rather entertaining for me, and I had hoped it would be rather entertaining for you, but, it hasn't. Unfortunately, so I will leave you to your normal humdrum, boring lives and make it a little less QA for you.
Mary reaches her hand out, snaps her finger, and forces Q to lean in toward her. Not bend down, like she's not putting him in a submissive position. She's just making him lean into her. She says, "The next time you want to play, just ask me nicely."
I'll just get a room, you two. Fuck off.
And with that, he clicks his finger. You can't tell if he was reaching in or not. It was sort of like he was just that sort of space that there was something might have been happening, might not, but he's vanished. And the Reliant is back on its way to its current destination.
Mary looks at O'Connor. She's got a weird look on her face. Like it's an expression that says, "I can kick your ass," but it's also an expression of, "But I respect the hell out of your decision." And she just looks at him and says, "I did not intend for any of that."
I know you didn't, and I'm not mad at you. I'm just frustrated that's the situation we ended up in. Q, the real Q, not his son, usually goes for games of testing humanity, and this just turned into godly pissing match.
She shrugs and says, "Yeah, unfortunately. Should I resume my station, Captain?"
Yes.
Mary nods and goes back to the tactical station.
He sits
Goro,
down
who
in
is-
the captain's chair and looks to Goro.
Goro, who is surfing, it finds himself in the air, flying through it, and slams headfirst into a console.
Shit. Eli rushes over to him. You with me? You got a concussion? Come on.
I'm sorry, Mary
Why are
would
there so
laugh.
many rocks?
Mary would laugh at that. Mary would find that hilarious.
Why are there so many rocks in this console?
I don't know. Something about insulation. I'm not an engineer.
Waitley. Yeah, he's sitting in the counselor's chair. He chimes in and says, "Should I call for the doctor?"
I'm right here.
The other doctor.
Oh, you mean Ged? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just hold on. He scans Goro. Is this a roll?
You just do an insight medicine check.
And don't tricorders give advantage or something? Like, tricorders are supposed to give something. I can't remember.
It depends on the role. Sometimes it would be a bonus. Other time it would just allow you to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some
Is he
things
concussed?
It is a light concussion, It is a very quick and easy fix. Just sort of like 5 minutes in med bay.
Gonna wave a light over you, bud. You're gonna be fine.
And with that, I think that's where we're going to end it, unless anyone's got any other scenes they want afterwards.
Grimnir's just been down in Club 42 drinking mead and partying and playing music. And then he hears the report about what happened. And he finds a way to completely ignore that Mary is a god that can do whatever she wants.
Oh no, that's not going in the reports.
Oh, that doesn't go in the report?
That's just
Okay.
that's just being omitted. Just the report just says Q incident solved by cursing at him.
Grimnir nods and says, "Damn, I wish I'd been on that mission. That would have been fun."
Well, Eli is attending to Quarrel. Trog turns to Mary and says, I think it's about time me and you had a little talk.
Burl, that's you. That's your cue.
No, he turned to Mary.
I misheard
No,
you. I thought you said that to Gorl.
Yeah, I said while Eli attended to Quarrel, Trog turns to Mary and says, it's about time we have a little talk about what happened back there, about that little push out of nowhere.
You. She looks at him and she just gives like a little smug half smile. Well, what would you like to know?
We in the club over some venom. I think we need to find out. I think it's time I find out exactly what you are.
You'll never
Grimnir
know.
alluded to a few things. I think it's time I learn the truth.
All right. If you really want to know.
Oh, I do.
You really want to know?
Oh, I want to know because I am morbidly curious.
She'll give you a seizure. Don't do it. I'm not treating you for a seizure while I'm doing this.
Oh, you like to treat me when I have seizures.
She looks at Eli.
You had a seizure.
Dog Planet.
That was a concussion.
Oh, same difference.
No, it's not. It is medically not.
She looks at Eli and says, "Do I have permission, sir?"
Just give him some really bad bowel movements or something. I don't want to deal with, 2 head injuries.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Do I have permission, sir?
I didn't see anything, if that's what you're saying. Didn't hear nothing, didn't see nothing.
Understood, sir. And Mary snaps her fingers and pulls Torog into an alternate reality. Except it's not the Star Trek White Room that Q always does. It's a black room. And she just looks at him and says, "So what exactly do you want to know?"
What are you?
I'm bigger than you are.
I can see that.
No, she's still in her Mary form. She hasn't gone to her dragon form. So she says in her Mary form, "I'm bigger than you are."
Trog looks her up and down, and that may be so. Ship sensor says you're not here, but you're here.
Because technically I don't exist. Except I do.
You are, but you aren't. This is beginning to sound like trying to talk to Odo.
Yeah, except Odo actually existed. I don't, but I do. It's weird. Don't question it. Let's just say that there's a reason Q challenged me. And there's a reason we won. And there's a reason I left the winning up to Captain O'Connor. Does that make sense? Or do I need to assuage your ego more?
Oh no. Just knowing that you are on the level of Q is enough for me.
He smiles, nods. You asked a question at the very beginning. Do you want the actual answer to that question?
I'm ship security. I think I need to know what's going on around here, other than what I'm being told.
She nods, and she snaps her finger and transitions to her dragon form. We have met before, but it has been a long time.
I met you on the holodeck. I know what you are. Now I know what you are.
I am surprised you do not remember.
Let's just call it too many bumps on the head.
But between you and I, the dragon reaches up and snaps his finger and turns back into Mary. I prefer this form. This form is more fun.
I won't argue that point. Easier to get around.
No, that too. But also, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to go into that. But I'm pretty sure you can figure out what I meant.
You've satisfied my curiosity. Thank you for sharing this with me.
Well, while I have you here, I imagine you probably have other questions. Go ahead and ask them.
What is it with you and Grimnir exactly? You two don't seem like you're from this time.
She gives a weary, heavy sigh. Do you really want to know? Because it's kind of complicated.
Let's save that question for another day.
I like that answer. Do you have any other questions you want to ask?
You've answered the big one, that's all I wanted to know.
She snaps her fingers, and they're both back on the bridge. Captain O'Connor, I shall resume my station. And she goes back to the tactical spot.
Oh, you've always been at your station. I don't know what you mean. He says, still waving the light over Quarrel. Right, you thinking the same thing?
My questions have been answered. Resuming my position.
I was
Sorry.
asking Quarrel.
I see pretty raptors.
Yeah, of course you do, bud. It's all right. Just give it a couple more minutes. He'll be fine.
And
Now, what do we say to the god of death?
Which one?
I don't know any of them.
I mean, technically Grimnir is a god of death, but I don't think that's the one you meant.
What about Molor?
Okay, no, it's just... The answer was not today. I'm saying we're not losing him.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought you said that out of character, not in character.
No, that was in character.
it's just literally one more minute of waving the light over him before the pretty little raptors go away, and Growl's head injury has been reverted.
All right, how much do you remember?
I remember somebody saying that they're a dragon.
Nah, that might have just been part of the concussion.
Will do, sir. I'll just head back to the lower decks and avoid the bridge.
Oh, no, feel free. You know what? Kara's not up here, so... You know, if you really... Kara's not here, Cessa's not here, you're going to be the science officer for a little bit.
Oh, dear God.
Kalis, help us.
Think of it as a temporary promotion.
Oh,
promotion,
no.
that's the word.
And with that, I think that's a good spot to leave it for today. Thank you for joining us.
If I may, I do want to have the final scene of the episode.
All right. So where does this final scene start?
Waitley is in his quarters, and he's been listening to everything that's been going on, as Waitley does. Except he can't read Mary's mind, so... He heard all of Chorog's part, but he didn't hear Mary's part. So he knows there's something weird about Mary. But that's not what he's focused on right now. Waitley gets up from his seat in his quarters, and he walks to the bridge. And it's been a little bit of time, and he walks to the ready room and says, Captain Graves, I have something I would like to discuss. And that's where we end.
All right. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed yourselves listening and our players enjoy themselves playing. If you have anything you want to send us, feedbacks, stories, pictures, 3D animations, whatever they are, YouTube links.
Criticisms, yell at us, tell us we're shit.
Anything. We've got an email address, reliant@starbaseudc.com. So reach out to us there, and I'm sure that you'll get through to us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Hurrah!
Auf Wiedersehen. Aloha.